Bitcoin didn't kill banks. It did something worse. I used to believe Bitcoin would destroy banks, not because I read it in a book, because I actually experienced something banks couldn't do. I was a Nigerian student living in India. Every month I needed money from home. The normal option was using a bank or Western Union. It was slow, it was expensive, and as a student, every naira mattered. Then someone introduced me to crypto. Instead of sending money through a bank, I bought USDT in Nigeria, transferred it across the world in minutes, and sold it through peer-to-peer trading for Indian rupees. No long forms, no waiting days, no asking permission. Just my phone. And suddenly the money was there. I remember staring at my screen thinking, if crypto can already do this, why would anyone still need banks? That single experience convinced me that Bitcoin would eventually replace every bank in the world. I was completely wrong. Not because Bitcoin failed, but because I misunderstood what real disruption looks like. Most people think disruption means destroying the old system. History tells a different story. Netflix didn't destroy television. It forced television to become streaming. Uber didn't destroy transportation. It changed how transportation works. Amazon didn't eliminate shopping. It forced retail to go digital. Bitcoin followed exactly the same path. To understand why, we need to go back to 2008. The global financial system was collapsing. Major banks failed. Millions of people lost their jobs, homes, and savings. Then governments rescued the very banks that caused the crisis. Trust in traditional finance collapsed. 1 year later, Bitcoin was born. For the first time in history, people could send money directly to one another without asking permission from a bank. That idea spread across the world. For investors, Bitcoin became digital gold, but in countries like Nigeria, it became something much more practical. It became financial infrastructure. While studying in India, crypto wasn't just an investment for me, it solved a real problem. Moving money across borders, something banks had struggled with for decades. And Nigeria wasn't unique. In Argentina, people escaped inflation using stablecoins. In Turkey, families protected their savings with crypto. Across Africa, Asia, and Latin America, millions weren't using crypto because they wanted to get rich. They were using it because traditional banking wasn't working for them. That was the first lesson I learned. Crypto succeeds when it solves real problems. Then something happened that completely changed my perspective. The same banks that mocked Bitcoin started buying it. BlackRock launched a Bitcoin ETF. JP Morgan built blockchain payment systems. Fidelity entered crypto. Governments started experimenting with digital currencies. The institutions Bitcoin was supposed to destroy were suddenly copying its technology. That's when I understood what was really happening. Bitcoin didn't lose. Banks adapted. The old financial system realized it couldn't ignore faster, cheaper, borderless money anymore. So instead of fighting crypto, it began absorbing its best ideas. Today, international payments are faster. Banks invest billions into blockchain technology. Financial institutions now hold Bitcoin for their clients. The technology they once laughed at has become part of their future. Then I thought back to that day in India, converting naira into USDT, sending it across the world, selling it for rupees. I wasn't just moving money. I was seeing the future before I understood it. Bitcoin didn't replace banks. It forced banks to evolve. And maybe that's an even bigger victory. Because real disruption doesn't always destroy the old system. Sometimes it quietly becomes the blueprint for the next one. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Coin Gazetter. Because here, we don't just follow crypto, we explain the business, psychology, and hidden stories shaping the future of money.